Hi, and thank you for watching. In this video, we will look at the 4 building blocks of Chen style Tai Chi. These are, of course, Peng, Lu, Ji, An, or ward off, roll back, squeeze, and press. Many people, of course, many students have heard of these, even practiced the drills. These are very important drills, but it's sometimes hard to make the connection, the leap from knowing those and going through those drills and seeing how they relate to the routine that we're practicing, mainly the old frame first routine. Of course, Peng, Lu, Ji, An are 4 of 8, what is often called, translated as energies. Sometimes I call them methods or techniques. The 8 together are the building blocks for the first routine and second routine, with the first 4 being especially for the first routine, the last 4 being for the second routine. So Peng, Lu, Ji, An, first 4 are what we're looking at today, and we'll go through them, but then I especially want to relate them to Chen style Tai Chi and the movements in the practice of the first routine. First, Peng, Lu, Ji, An. Let's look at them and the drill that commonly is associated with them. First is Peng, and then Lu, Ji, and An. If I switch sides, see it from the other side. This is the ward off. This is roll back. This is squeeze. This is press. If you're familiar with Yang style Tai Chi or other styles of Tai Chi, you'll notice that this sequence is very close, but not entirely the same as ones practiced in the other styles. This is part of the variation that we do want to get our heads around. For now, at this point in the video, it's just to understand that this is the drill that is commonly used for practicing and understanding, getting a handle on these techniques. The first one, Peng, here. Hands are pushing out, palms facing away from us. Simple mechanics of it from Lu, palms are facing towards each other, one hand further out than the other. The body turns, the hands sweep across. From there, we overlap the hands, overlap the wrists, we turn the body, and then from there, opening the hands, we turn the hands over, palms face down, and the hands press down. So the basic mechanics of the motion is here, pressing out, deflecting off to the side, overlapping the wrists, turning back in the direction that we started, and then turning the hands to palm face down and lowering the hands down. Peng, Lu, Ji, An. Ward off, roll back, squeeze, and press. If we look at each one and get an understanding briefly of each one by themselves. First one is the most important, most fundamental, Peng. Peng is this outward expansion. It gets confusing partly because there are 2 definitions that get used when we're talking about it in Tai Chi. First is specific, the other is more broad. The more broad definition is Peng, which means this expanding force, right? It's what holds the body up, which gives the Chen style posture its characteristic posture with the elbows out, knees braced out, body upright. This kind of posture has a Peng strength. It's different than a rigid strength where everything is stiff and expanded. It's something where everything is relaxed, but it's not collapsed. So this doesn't have any Peng. This doesn't have any Peng. Peng is this relaxed, expansive quality. Sometimes you'll hear about people talking about like an inflated ball, right? This kind of expansive, elastic kind of thing. That's the general sense of Peng. And then in the specific, you take that expansive quality and you move it in a particular direction. So pressing out with this expansive quality is Peng. Anything pressing out, it can press up, it can press down, it can press straight through, but this is Peng. I don't know why it's called ward off. That's the word that gets used most often and translated, so that's the word we'll use. Roll back, slightly better but not great, is one where we connect to something, say an arm, at the wrist, at the elbow. It's coming in, we don't want it to come in, so what do? We don't push it away from us. We allow it to come in, but we deflect it off to the side, and we move our body position at the same time. Roll back. Right. Deflect to the side. So that is the roll back, the sideways deflection. Squeeze, Qi, is with the arms overlapped and turning back in the direction that we faced. The actual word Ji means to hem something in, right? If you get on a bus and there's no seats, so you're standing on the bus, and then a whole bunch of other people crowd on the bus and it gets fuller and fuller, and suddenly there's no more space, but more people come in. Suddenly you're pinned between the other people, and this is the situation of being Ji, right? This is to be Ji, right? Squeezed, hemmed in. So the English translation is not bad. And in a martial arts sense, it is pretty much that is the sort of technique that we're trying to achieve. We're trying to cover someone and mess with their space so that they don't have space to either attack or to block, right? If you hem them in, hemming in their arms, hemming in their legs, hemming in their posture, then that is Ji, right? So Ji is this posture. In the drill is this posture here. Overlap the hands, and from here we roll in. Compared to Peng, which is taking someone and pushing them back, this is mainly just coming in and hemming them in. So it more presses in their arms, making it harder for them to position themselves, rather than to move their center and reach their center, which is more the function of Peng. Ji is to close in and take up their space. The last one, An, press, which thankfully is pretty much what the motion is. It's this turning over of the hands and pressing the hands down. Here, An, press down. So if we look at the movements again in sequence in the drill as done with Chen style Tai Chi, we'll do it on both sides, but if I mirror you, this is the right foot that's forward. Right hand on top, palm. Lu, roll back. Ji, squeeze. An, press. If we bring the hands over, switch feet, same thing again. Expand and push out, deflect off to the side. Hem something in, hem in your opponent, and then press down, closing something down. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other side. This is that pressing out kind of power. This is the moving back, but pushing off to the side, changing your center, then rolling in very close, coming into someone's space, and then dropping back, and then pressing down, downward deflection. Those are those motions, those are the positions, the techniques, and the general quality of them. Now, what does this have to do with the routine? If we look at the first moves after preparation, so we've come through with preparation here. If we think about this first move, 1, 2, 3, 4. So not even the full move, but just this part here. We have all 4 elements of Peng, Lu, Ji, An. Meaning, this has that Peng quality, that expansive quality, connecting to something, preventing it from coming in. Right? It comes here, we make contact with it, Peng. And then it starts to come in more, we roll it off to the side, Lu, deflect. From here, stepping in, the arms are overlapping, but we have this bracing and we're moving into the opponent's space. Ji. Right. Hem them in. They start to respond to that. They come in and then press down. Up. From there through to the second posture. From the second posture, here again, outward pressure, Peng. Keep them circling, Lu. Step to the side, Ji. Here, hemming someone in. And then, pressing down. Right. Ward off, expand out, deflect to the side, step in and hem them in. Then from there, press down. Not as a deflection, but as an attack. So on and so forth. Peng, Lu, Ji. The routine continues. It doesn't always have to follow strict sequence, but we want to understand how these different types of positioning the body and what they're used for in the broad sense is embedded within the routine. So at the beginning of the routine, it follows very strictly. Peng, Lu, Ji, An. Expand out, ward off, deflect off to the side, roll back. Right. Squeeze, hem something in, press, settle down. Peng, here. And then allow it to come in, deflect off to the side. Hem something in, here. And then come follow through. So each one sets you up for the next, and understanding this helps us refine the way that we apply the force through the body to perform the routine. So I hope this information is helpful for you. Keep training, keep practicing, and take care.